Japan is and always has been on my Uranus descendant line. And if you know anything about Uranus, you know that Uranus is a little rebel, a little bit of rock and roll, a little bit of F you, I won't do what you tell me, a little bit of, oh, you're making a plan? I'm gonna laugh at it, okay? But again, everyone said do Japan with a plan. Anyway, so there I was 6 days ago receiving an email from Vipassana people saying that they could not locate the previous record of me having attended a Vipassana, therefore disqualifying me from the acceptance of being a server. Oh, I feel like that should have been checked before you approved me the first time, but who am I to say? Anyway, run it back. I showed them the acceptance email. I sent them proof. I sent them evidence. I sent them a photo of me completing the course 10, like on location, 10 days after. I sent them all the proof. They couldn't have cared less. They were like, well, you're not in our system, so there's nothing more we can do. And I was like, okay, you do understand that this is 11 days, okay, in the middle of Japan. And Japan, I gotta tell you, is not a cheap country. So this is a lot of time to just spend without a plan. Okay. And the thing is, like, the tickets are booked. Like, I'm already on my way. Very much like that phone was on its way for a second. Um, so yeah, I'm already on my way. Like, there's no going back here, guys. Like, I just have to figure out what to do. So, with that in mind, I go on a stroll because there's nothing else to do. And I just start talking about it. And I start talking about it and I start talking about it. And then somebody reminds me that there's this event happening in Japan at the same time. And it's the Fukuoka Collective, which is a massive digital nomads conference convention, basically a festival for digital nomads. They host them in different countries all over the world. This time at this month, it just so happens to be in Japan. I search up the dates, perfect alignment. It almost feels like this is a redirection, as if the world was like, I'm sorry, Yana, you can't just dip out for 2 months. I'm sorry, you can't just go offline for 2 months. No, 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 no. So what we're gonna do is we're going to kind of like sweet treat you into Japan with this like promise of safety and security, and then schwabobble you into this place where you're actually meant to be, which was the Fukuoka Collective Nomads Festival. Now, why didn't I initially want to go there? Because those tickets, you think festivals are expensive? This is for the full stay is 1,600 euros. All right. If you want the 10-day experience, 600 euros. That's about, more or less about 1,200 US dollars, which is like around 2,000 Australian. I'm doubling, but like I'm in the ballpark. And then for a 3 day, the summit, like if you just want the juice and to get out, it's about 400 euros, which is about 800 and therefore 1,000. Okay, so this is not a cheap thing. So when I first heard about it, I was like, okay, this sounds great, but I don't think that I'm going to be able to go. Um, but the timing was just too good. So what I ended up doing was I reached out to my little collective, and it just so happens that I know the organizer. So I sent him a little message and I was just like, hey, I looked at the website, saw that there were some volunteer positions. I'm going to be in Japan at that time in that city anyway. So just, boots on the ground, I'm already here. Let me know if somebody doesn't show up, okay? Because from working in the festival circuit, that's almost a guaranteed way to get into the festival for free. I've done this little bit a few times. It works. He sends me back a message immediately. Hey, Yana, nice to hear from you. Unfortunately, the volunteer roster is all full up. You can't come. And I was like, oh, bummer. And then he was like, but how would you like a VIP ticket instead? You can come as my guest. What? So you mean I get everything I want and I don't have to do anything for it? You twist my arm. if I must. So that is how I have ended up at this collective experience, right? And the thing is, why did I even want to be there in the first place? Is because I am currently in the community, in the collective of digital nomads. Like I'm literally making content online. I'm running my own business, astrocartography. I'm an astrological travel advisor. If you didn't know that, I've been doing it for over a year, and this is my bread and butter. And my main clientele are digital nomads, are people with money who need to know where to go to optimize their business, to raise a family, to chill out, to relax, get famous. There's a line for everything, and they want to know where geographically they need to be to align with their goals. So, me being at this Nomad Festival is by far, by none, the most perfect placement for my business, for myself. Like, I am literally just like going to be sitting there like, here's your map, next. Here's your map, next. Here's your map, next. Here's next, next, next. Like I'm gonna be booked and busy. So so funny how I ended up in this position. So yes, long story short, nothing happened the way that I planned it to. Everything is happening the way that it was supposed to be. Unbeknownst to me, but you know what? I'm in for the ride. I'm in for the lulls. I'm rocking with it because it's always happening in my favor. And I've been saying that I'll always be exactly where I'm meant to be one way or another. And in this case, the universe really pulled a fast one on me. But hey, that's Uranus DC. That's exactly like on brand, on point, exactly what I thought the experience was going to be. Except I thought it was going to happen when I was already in Japan. I didn't realize that it could like leak out and grab me and change everything. Basically, I'm saying that I don't know what's going to happen, what redirection is going to happen once I get to this Nomad Festival. I'm dreaming big. I'm ready to receive it, whatever it is that's there, because the universe would not have tried so hard to put me in that place if there wasn't something for me to get there. You know what I mean? If there wasn't an opportunity for service of some kind, because that's what I was going to the Vipassana for. I saw it as an opportunity for service, and the universe was like, I think there's a better way for you to do that. So that's what's happening. Um, but yeah, so everything kind of came together in the 11th hour, in the last minute, as things tend to do. I swear, everybody who was like keeping up with me on this journey thought I was nuts. They were like, how are you going to go to Japan with like no fucking plan or agenda or like the finances to figure this out? And I was like, don't worry about it.